Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I am your courageous Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 49, which is getting crazy high up there. We're here at Season 7, 49, with our heroes flying around in a crazy-ass airship. Super happy to have you join us. We are coming to you live, twitch.tv/IngloriousBards, every Tuesday night. They just got to level 10. We completed their level 10 level up session. If you want to check that out, and what they picked and what they didn't pick, consider dropping by patreon.com/ingloriousbards, where you can access those extra audios and videos. We have a birthday that just happened. We had Chris with a birthday. Happy 25th birthday, woo! Chris.
Yay. Yet again.
And he has earned himself a birthday hero point. And you also have another one that hung over from the previous one, right? So you're at the max of 3.
Loaded down.
I'm sure they will all be spent wisely.
Can I spend a hero point?
Right now? To know if you're going to spend them wisely or not. All right. Let's get a little introduction around the table of whom our heroes are, with a question I will ask each of them. And we'll start with Galen. Galen is our human thaumaturge, a cultist swordsman. Galen, what is the greatest threat to the heroes?
Well, it's clearly me. I am now all powerful with this rune on my sword, and who knows what that's going to do to my ego and what might happen to the rest of the people on this boat.
All right. Sitting next to him is Golly, our dwarven cleric. Same question. What's the greatest threat to the heroes?
I believe it to be magic. The unholy kind. Maybe some of the not so. Well, maybe the elemental kind as well. We're bound to get injured by quite a bit of it.
There's like tinges of racism by like that. You know what I mean? All magic is bad.
Except mine.
Okay. Next to him is Jericho, our gnomish young bard. Greatest threat to the heroes.
Well, first off, I don't know that 12 years old is that young to be out here adventuring. That would be dangerous. I think it's got to be them silver cords that we started seeing again. We saw 1 or 2, and the whole world got flipped uppity doodle dongs. And now there was just a whole shower of them, and we even see a guy named Cord right when they happened. So I think it's going to be a chaotic mess, and probably someone's going to lose a pancreas.
Okay.
How do you spell uppity doodle dongs?
I spell it correctly.
We have
The Z is silent.
We have Zaldor. Zaldor is our human wizard. Greatest threat to the heroes.
Yes, and you've almost got it right. Sorry, it's been a minute. Well, Zaldor, Wizard of the Seventh Tower, Keeper of the Wind Spheres over the Thousand Isles, and Captain of the Wind.
Oh, God.
There's been a great deal of threats. Some that we've seen and many that we have not. But everything that we have heard has all been in the distance, in the shadows, in the depths of Rescalon. And I fear that is the greatest danger to all of Aren, is whatever is unknown up there.
Okay. Next to you is our summoner, Lord Ansgar.
And in a way, he is right, but there is more. The fall of Kanebren, the selfish greed of the Silver Council in Mirskon, the Blood Witches in Thave, the fall of the Dwarven Halls, all of those decay the ability of Aren to sustain continued evil forces.
Jeez. It's all connected, man! It's all right here! You just gotta look at it!
Keep it light, why don't you?
Subscribe to my channel and find out.
All right.
Shadow governments, man.
Fantastic. And I think we have a new segment of the show, and it's a question for Lord Ansgar. I'm going to give you a prompt, and I'd like to hear the response back. I thought you were going to kill me last.
Oh, that is so cruel. I'm trying to get out of that accent. No, I will not.
Okay. I'll try next week.
I will not cave.
Okay, and then last but not least is Hemlock, our fetchling gunslinger. Greatest threat to the heroes.
The walls.
They're definitely the walls of Captain Zaldor.
Oh, right. Wall of fire. I have
I
several.
believe you have a new wall now, too. Very excited
The
about
walls
that.
of my heart.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Well, it's been a bit since we've adventured. Let's get a recap. Jeremy normally does our recap. Lauren did it last time. Jeremy wasn't here last time. So, Lauren, if you wouldn't mind, would you watch Jeremy do a recap of what happened
I would love
last
to.
time?
Saw the lucky
On Galen's face, or on Lauren's
What did
face
this
is
say?
awesome.
The eyes of the deep are gigantic, monstrous, horrific beings that were also at the bottom of the mountain, inside this great underground lake surrounding the island that our heroes were on. Right after Golly was able to claim the rune of Asgarin, the platform dissolved and these rumbling creatures came and were promptly doing what it looks like they were intended to do, which was to destroy anyone who was going to invade the space. And they were doing a great job. There was a lot of battle that was happening. There was a lot of winds occasionally that were showing up, but the tentacles were too great, and it was starting to fell all of our heroes one by one. Until there was some interception. A nobleman, a man that appeared, for what they could tell out of the ether, showed up to watch and had some very interesting things to say. In fact, he not only had interesting things to say, he was interacting with the fight on his own. For example, one of the eyes of the deep, he just removed some of their gigantic, massive tentacles on, just made them disappear. When Hemlock actually took one out and felled it with an amazing critical shot, he just brought it back to life instead, because he liked what the fight was doing and kept it going. It turned out to be a weird kind of balancing dance that still created a lot of damage and bloodshed, but the heroes emerged victorious and felled them all, with the exception of Cord, who was now there curious with the party. He had all sorts of questions. He had ideas, he had thoughts, and referred to himself, when they asked him any questions, of the shape of things to come. The nobleman called himself Cord, which I just gave you away right now. And when Jericho woke up on the boats far away from the heroes at the bottom of the lake, he was actually surrounded in a snow of silver cords, little filaments, just like the silver cords that he had seen that had changed his friends so many episodes ago, or long ago in his past. The heroes talked a bit more with Cord, but mostly were being played with. When there was a massive roar, something that seemed to be a huge, devastating creature that was much worse than the eyes of the deep was coming towards them. By a wave of his hand, Cord transported everyone out of there, suddenly in a different place, and actually a very familiar place to Lord Ansgar. They were back in the Grey Hall, but also back in time, in the Grey Hall at the moment that Lord Ansgar realized that they had to leave their home, that they were going to be exiled and pushed away from the very place from which they lived. And Cord simply taunted them at the failure of not being able to succeed in that fight. Golly was immediately back into it and was trying to get right back into saving the lives of these already long past dead dwarves. When Ansgar had finally had enough, he threw the doors open to let the horde in and prove the illusion wrong, and it happened. It all faded away again. We were then transported to a huge icy bridge, just a very, very cold location, watching a knight battling a gigantic white dragon. There was conversations of who was brave enough, what was the worth of it all, and really, how strong are we? Cord was taunting everyone in every way that he could. It has a special niggling satisfaction in making sure that Lord Ansgar was as uncomfortable as possible. But with the decision and with the conversation of being able to prove themselves, Cord decided that he would allow them to show their value and prove their own bravery by fighting a dragon on them by themselves. A dragon he referred to as, I believe, innocent. and referred to Lord Ansgar as being more responsible for the fate of this dragon than even he would know. With another wave of his hand, we're suddenly all back on the ship. All of us, even Jericho, who tried to run into the cave after us, came back out to find, bewilderingly, that we're all there. There are no more silver cords, silver filaments, or anything else. And other than the fact that we're worse for wear from a very terrible fight, everyone's fine. After some deliberation, we decided to head towards the dragon. Not because Cord said so, but because that was the next thing. That was the right thing to do. We have the rune of Ansgar, which Golly's going to put on Galen's sword to make this Dragon's Bane level weapon. But before we got there, Lord Ansgar did remember that there was rumor of another way of getting help, some sort of support in a small town called Brindle. There's a character there called the Protector of Calaviare. And just like before, any help we can get against facing a dragon is worth it, whether Cord believes it or not. So, on the airship The Wake, traveling through the skies, flying towards Brindle, let the adventure begin.
The Wake flies through clouds at incredible speeds, navigated more adeptly by the new captain and newly skilled captain, Zaldor, captain of the Wake.
Yes, this is as easy as I remembered. It turns out when you sleep on the manuals, you learn more about them in your sleep.
Mountain! And the ship races through these clouds, and you are getting covered in water. You get above the clouds, and it's hard to navigate, so you have to go back down underneath the clouds. And the rain is oppressive and constantly battering the ship and whoever is on board, which only one person is required, and that is the captain himself. So alone with his floppy hat, even more floppy than usual.
But you never need anyone else when you have yourself to speak to.
Up on the deck with
Is your hat tempest tossed, or is it just completely unaffected by it's magically prevented?
It's always pointy. It just
always
where it
pointy,
points
yeah.
depends on what I'm looking
It's like
for.
a weather vane.
It's following my dream.
It adjusts the brim.
That's all that's how it works.
Hemlock is up there. Okay, so he's not speaking to himself this whole time.
I mean, he is.
Oh, okay.
You know.
All right.
I meant to do that. In fact, when I was trying to go through the water, it's part of the experience, really. You really want to make sure you get the feel for the air, because when you know what pressure
And
you're
Hemlock throws himself off to his doom. Anything you guys would like to do on the roughly two and a half day journey to where you're headed as you fly on the Wake, this airship?
Yes. Galen was severely wounded and has spent a day recuperating. But as soon as he woke up, he had a really intense idea, and he started to work immediately. So you just from whatever cabin he stowed away in, you just hear a bunch of metal clanging and banking and weird scraping sounds.
I just put that together.
And when he's done, he comes out and he approaches his friend Golly. Golly, I'd like you to carry something of mine if you don't mind.
Just hold it, man. Be cool. Be cool.
Don't make it weird.
Just hold it for a little bit. Eyes closed.
You're a doctor, right?
Have you ever
In
seen
some circles.
anything like this?
Is it cursed? That's all I want to know.
It's not cursed, but it is.
But
It feels like a mad insight, but this came to me when I woke, and I've been working on it feverishly since. So please, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like you to hold on to this. And Galen holds out what is clearly half of a wedding ring. So he's taken his wedding ring off
it's
for
cursed.
the first time. It is cursed. And he's cut it in half And it's very crude. It's a very crude job, but he's also drilled a hole through each half and run a rough leather cord through that.
So wedding ring split in half,
Yep.
attached on the cord.
So he hands you half, and this was my life for so long, and I thought it would be the rest of my life. But now I think it needs to serve a different purpose. And I think when I need aid, this may help you in reaching me.
Mine says friends, yours says best. And when you put them together, we're best friends.
You gave this to your wife?
Notice how it doesn't say forever. I don't really deal on those lines.
Filing off
Sometime
the
any
F.
longer.
I like to keep things simple.
BF, 3 months.
Best friends for now.
I will hold this for you in the hopes that one day it's made whole? Or do I tuck this away and forget about it for now?
Just keep it on you and keep it safe.
Maybe keep it secret.
You went through the trouble of making it into a necklace, so I will wear it as a necklace. And he throws it over, tucking aside massive beard and all, and wedges it in.
Nice. And there's other places you could put a ring. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Anything else?
In the beard.
What else is in here? A dagger! Oh!
The ship flies, cutting through the air quickly, wind snapping at the sails, rain relentless.
How do you see in this rain?
It's a fantastic question. Let me tell you, you do not actually need
What
to
direction are we even going in?
We're going in a straightforward form. That's the point. And if you follow the compass right here, you'll see that we're going to go down in about a day and a half. Right?
I am not the captain of this ship.
Well, that's why you're asking me the good questions. Let me tell you another thing about this ship. It has a breath. It breathes. The whole thing inhales, exhales, inhales, exhales.
Nothing
If
you
listen-
say ever makes any sense.
But the ship still operates inside the world of the Wren in a completely different reality form.
Again.
So, if you think of it as a balloon, a large bubble that can go in and out.
Lord
It
Ansgar
lifts,
walks away.
drifts.
Also throws himself off the edge.
They need to sleep in more books. This is fascinating.
Time goes by. You navigate your way, finally finding a small path that...
Mountain! There, we got it.
I hate it when he does that.
That I believe the directions were given by Lord Ansgar, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you follow his rough directions, you find a path, and you start following it. It's muddy, it's hard to follow, there's lots of overgrowth. And after several days, you arrive at the destination. It is hard to find. You turn back around, you loop around, and you are circling around these foothills as it continues to drizzle endlessly with heavy cloud cover. And you back and forth. Are you sure it's here? I'm sure it's got to be here. Well, let's follow the road again. Okay, you refine the road, and you come to a spot that you know, Ansgar, that the town is nestled in a little canyon area.
I told you it was right here.
And you see there is a canyon-like shape beneath you, but it is totally covered in dense overgrowth and connecting vines that completely cover the canyon, as though it was a scab over a wound. Hence the picture I'm showing there to all of you.
Ah. So it's
No.
more of a hidden city. Everyone's nodding with me. That's an
We
agreement.
must-
You gonna bring us down?
I
See if we can find a way in there?
will get as close, of course.
All right.
Is there any like
Barrel rolls?
smoke or signs of inhabitation underneath the canopy coming up anyway?
Yes, you can see a little diffused smoke coming through several different spots.
Ansgar, you've been very coy about who we're meeting here. I think it's time you filled us in.
If I have been coy, it is only because I lack a ton of knowledge on exactly who we are coming to see. I know he is known as a protector of Calaviare, and even before Balrog took the city, I had interest in him because there is a secret that he keeps that is to keep Kanebren safe. And I have learned of this through sources I would trust. And to be honest, I know little more than that, other than who told me this
Is there supposed to be a city here somewhere?
the town underneath the canopy there. You can see the signs of inhabitation. Look just to your right there. You can see some smoke.
Okay.
And you will know this person how?
We will ask for him.
What's his name?
He is known by title as Protector of Calaviare.
Oh, okay, that's a pretty cool name.
Hopefully it is obvious.
Just so you know, several of us are known as Hero of Varen. Pretty similar, like we might.
That is good. We need many heroes and protectors.
Sure, yeah. Hero.
Guardian.
This ale
And
is not
hopefully
very
soon
good.
Liberator of Kanebren.
I also like to refer to this as the crew of the airship Wake.
We will
Well, now
not
we're
be
just
doing
handing
that.
out titles.
It could be a little subtitle.
Hey,
for Wake.
I am not.
Hemlock.
Yes, sir.
What are some cool like? Because you were a ship guy. What are some cool like sailor titles, names? Like people work on the ship. What are some different jobs on the ship named?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
It's
Bosun.
like
Okay.
first mate.
Okay, that's you, right?
No.
Okay, so that's you.
Crow's
Is there a
Nest.
second mate?
Yeah. Third mate and fourth mate.
Does it go any further? Like 17th
No,
mate?
no, just four.
Okay. Okay.
Cabin boy as well.
Cabin boy.
Cabin boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ship bitch.
The what?
Ship bitch.
That's a special title.
Yeah.
I asked
That
no
was
further
the cabin
questions.
Sometimes.
Oh.
There's also the
Sure.
cook. The
Okay.
It was
Baller?
also the cabin boy.
Did you say bard?
the baller, the powder, and the fluke.
And the mizzen mast.
I have an entire little book. It's
Did
a
I mention
thesaurus.
the smoke down in the canopy?
Zaldor,
We should be heading down.
where would you like to, and how would you like to park this vessel?
So
I
we
call
are-
second mate.
We are
I don't want that. That sounds like that's a job.
above the canopy. The canopy is thick, but it's not super woven. In fact, that it would hold weight of people. Is that correct? It's still branches,
It looks quite thick.
quite thick. Then, in that possibility, what we can see versus what they can see, perhaps I could anchor the old Wake on one of the canopy tops, bring her low, and then we could step down onto the canopy top.
Sure. Okay. And then there was something about we had stealth mode type concept.
We do. There's an anchor spell that once that's activated and we're off the ship, it makes the Wake invisible.
No, not till we get off.
Perhaps at that time, but let's try the anchor
Just
spell.
stumbling over an invisible. It's at the edge. I don't know.
Why couldn't you wait?
Hold my hand.
Steps.
Okay. All right. You bring the ship low and you lower down this anchor thing that magically connects. And then you guys drop down onto the foliage over the canyon and then initiate the stealth mode spell.
Glorth!
Glorf. Fantastic. Let's do perception roll. Who's the first one down? And then we'll do perception rolls.
No one's leaping
And
out.
Come on,
Ansgar.
Hemlock will go.
Hemlock.
Oh, they're fighting Ansgar
Oh,
for it
all
now.
right. Who would like to be second?
Pushes each other
I'll
out.
go behind Hemlock.
Okay.
Second will be goalie.
I already called it.
Yeah, it's
You
already.
said behind him like he was going first. So if you're behind
No,
him,
he went
Hemlock
first.
is
Oh,
first.
okay.
Then I'm
All right. Would you like to be third?
No, not anymore.
I'm just gonna stay on the ship now.
Okay. You'll be third?
You guys go ahead.
All right, then Golly, make a reflex save +2. Jericho, reflex save. Hemlock, you're first. You fail as the vines lash out and grab onto each of you unnaturally.
Reflex save.
Your target number is 32.
I got 36.
Woo!
18 plus 18.
It's a weird harmonic.
That's a miss, but not a critical.
Okay. As Hemlock drops down, vines lash out. Magical vines lash out, wrap around legs. Jericho is able to slip out because they're regular man size. It doesn't quite wrap around his waist. He slips out. They whip around, grab onto Hemlock, and pull Hemlock down in. Hemlock, you drop with a gasp. Your head is up just above the brambles, and then as he's reaching up, he is pulled down through the brambles and disappears as though he is in a bramble pond.
I'm diving in after him immediately.
Well, as that's beginning to happen, can I cast Tangle Vine?
Not yet. No. Golly, same thing happens to you. Golly follows quite moments later, but Golly is on top and is wrapped up and being wrapped up more and more Frodo style with a web.
Is there a slurping noise anywhere? I just want to make sure.
Not at the moment, no. That is what is currently happening. And you can see there is a larger brambly thing that is serrated and it's making its way towards Golly on the top, snaking its way over towards him. A long 40, 50, 60-foot branch, very thick, or bramble vine.
Galen dives in immediately after Hemlock and makes a slicing motion down through the brambles as he falls.
Okay, you do so. As you do, you land in the brambles and are grabbed and wrapped up and are pulled halfway down into the stuff, but you can make an attacking roll, please. One attack roll only.
That's going to be a pretty high number. How about a 35?
35 is great. Great hit. You start hacking away. You are still held onto, but you are not pulled down beneath the brambles and nasty vines.
My goal is to cut down to Hemlock.
All right, you currently cannot see Hemlock. Hemlock can see Hemlock.
Yeah.
Hemlock, you are in a very shaded area at the top of a canyon, suspended about 200 feet over the bottom of the canyon, underneath the vine. It's all dark with barely any light coming through, and you see there is a different long tentacled vine serrated coming your way as well, with the crackling of the wood.
But now, I'm just bound up,
You
or
have,
how am I?
you have your left leg and your waist are wrapped up on two different vines. And you're upside down.
Okay.
And your lightsaber's just out of reach.
Luckily, I don't need the lightsaber. Yeah, so then there's 200 feet down.
Yes.
So I can't see what's below me, but I know what's... Yeah, I'm going to pull a gun and shoot the vine attaching to my leg.
Okay, make a shot. We will do a penalty upside down, but we'll do point blank, so it'll cancel each other out. Make a shot.
28.
28 is a shot. You hit vines, and it bursts near Galen, but you are not struck by it. Who else? Let's hold off on you for a second. You guys haven't done anything at all.
No.
Okay.
I was just landing the ship and casting an anchor, and everyone jumps off and disappears. Dear. Dear, oh dear. I'm going to,
You see, Zaldor, by the way, where your anchor is, there is a wooden sign sticking out, covered almost in vines, and the sign has words on it that read, "Turn back by order of King of Brindle."
So they knew we were going to land here.
And towaway zone.
It's a green boot.
The white zone.
So Zaldo is trying to recall knowledge to see if there might be any way to use a verbal command that might halt these vines. Perhaps Brindle. Or anything else. Can you do a recall knowledge to see if there's something he knows about these?
No, you do not know anything like this.
Okay.
Anything from you, Lord Ansgar?
Yeah. So Lord, so Shalara, who is watch her head down over the vines as she's watching, and just sees people disappear, and she just goes boop and just pops over and plummets straight down into the bushes as well. Thrashing attack, like whip, like basically she's shredding whatever she's coming near, and just like tails whipping, claws, teeth.
Okay.
She is a wrecking machine of anything viney.
She's good at multi-attacks. Make one roll with a +1 for overall attackiness.
I'm going to use one of my 3 hero points because I rolled a 3. Get that out of the way. Get down to 2 so I can get another one then and a little bit later. And that's much better. 16 plus. She is now 20 something. Sorry, we just leveled up, and I am not.
I don't know what her bonus is.
I don't either. I'm going to find out, though. I will tell
18
you.
on spell attacks?
She is plus 20 to hit.
On her attack, her physical attacks.
So 36.
36 is great. She starts
37 with the +1.
Starts shredding like crazy and is doing heavy damage to it. The good news for you, Golly, is that the sneaking bramble in the top goes past you and quickly goes towards Shalara instead, and is going to attack.
I was going to say is
Yes.
Ansgar's action.
Oh, sure.
Seeing that brambly thing come forward, he whips his hand around, casting a cantrip. You see it's kind of almost like a dark tether between Shalara and Ansgar as he casts the spell Void Warp.
Okay.
So it is negative energy. It is harmful to life forces. He's hoping this will have some sort of extra negative impact on these vines. It's 30 foot, and one living creature needs to take a basic fortitude save or receive 64 damage.
27.
That is a success. 11, 12.
Is that true, Christopher?
27? No, it is not.
No?
It's a fail.
Oh, very good.
Upgraded.
So, and that was 4, 8, 10, 12,
28, right?
16, 17 points of void damage.
Where would you like that void damage specifically? You've got an area where you think Hemlock is. You've got the area where Galen is.
The windy, brambly thing that was
brambly thing
coming
itself.
towards, yes.
Okay. How much damage?
I don't know. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
All right, that
Void
will do some
damage.
juicy damage and negate its first attack, which was going to be a hit, so it does not hit. It recoils, it then makes its second and third attack, and those were misses, so you avoided all damage. Jericho, you've been waiting patiently. What you got?
So I'm free, but I'm somewhat in the bramble a little bit.
You're on maybe a ladder or something like that you guys are coming down?
So I just saw my two people I've known the longest, my two closest friends out of the group here that I've known the longest, just disappear and get grabbed down there. So I'm going to try to, as nimbly as I can, get within sight to where I can see each of them. They disappeared down below and I know they're in danger, so I can't help them unless I can see them. So I'm going to start trying to make my way vertically down as well.
Okay, you can. You are within 30 feet of Golly and can see Golly. You have no sight of Hemlock.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
So that means you're going to have to dive down into the stuff itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And Jericho
Just to confirm.
dives down in
Absolutely.
and is quickly grabbed and pulled down under with nasty vines. The good news, Hemlock, is you have a friend. Hanging upside down just a few feet away from you is Jericho. The bad news is you are being lashed at by the serrated vine on the lower section. 3 different... Oh.
May I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
Was that all of my actions to do that?
For now, yes. Okay. It critically fails and gets none of the rest of its attacks through. Oh my goodness. The blow comes in and somehow it gets knocked out of the way by Jericho as he gets forced down from the other side.
Cannonball!
Oh, you should
Jericho.
jump. Oh, dear.
I'm about to get us out. We're okay.
Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Bally enjoying his comfortable surroundings. I'm assuming he hasn't taken any damage yet, so
He just likes being swaddled.
he's being cradled. It's like mother's milk. Enters into A trance begins mumbling a prayer and casts Bless. So a little pulses out for a little bit. Over time, this will grow as I expend more energy into it.
And it gives you everyone a +1 bonus to attack rolls.
Within 15 feet presently.
Okay. Galen, you had something?
Yeah. Did some of the damage that I did on the last strike was cold? Does that have any effect?
It does, yes.
What was the reaction when I got hit with the cold damage?
To take that as damage.
Oh, okay. Great.
No resistance.
I would like to continue hacking my way through towards Hemlock.
Okay. Make a roll. What's your +20?
Yes, I'm a +20, and before I make my first strike, I would like to do an esoteric lore check on this. Basically, an exploit vulnerability check on this. It feels like it's a creature of some kind to me.
You can exploit vulnerability, or you can do esoteric lore.
Oh no, we're going to do the exploit vulnerability.
Okay,
for sure.
All right, make that roll.
That would be the new value on that is my esoteric lore number, which is a 21. So that is a 34.
34 is a success. You know that this is a strange concept of magic that's been formed into some sort of entity that you don't know too much about, other than it is vulnerable to fire 10.
Then my attacks are empowered, so the sword that I'm wielding it takes on a bit of a bluish flame, imbued with the cold damage as well.
Great. So make an attack. You said you're attacking around Hemlock?
Roll. I have no idea what this thing is.
Before you roll, you need to get a 30 or double check 30 or higher to hit.
Okay.
And you don't necessarily want to roll. Hemlock doesn't want you to roll 34 or higher to hit.
Fair enough. Wow. As I'm making the strike, I also yell, I'm going to regret this, but Zaldor, kill it with fire!
Oh!
Oh, well, shit.
Perfect.
What did you roll?
37.
Okay. You hack with one big brutal swing and cut some huge, thick, load-bearing vine. And let's make one more roll. Let's roll a 4-sided die, and don't roll a 4, or you're going to Indiana Jones the bridge.
2.
Okay, you cut through, a big section drops out, you're able to hold your ground, everyone else is fine. You see Hemlock and Jericho, but Hemlock was right underneath where you hacked, and you hack Hemlock free, and he drops.
Perfect.
Upside down, dropping down into the darkness of the canyon.
I have one action left. Can I attempt to catch him?
No, don't worry about it.
You can, no, let's say no then. Hemlock, you have some final words then?
Well, I have Featherfall. So yeah, as I see what Galen's doing, I'm like, tell the captain to get the wake the hell out of here. And then I fall. And then
Tell the captain to get the way
I don't cast Featherfall until I'm way below where anybody can see me.
Okay,
Do I have an ability to do anything?
sure.
You doing
Because
a
if I
halo
saw
jump?
fall, I
Yeah.
would definitely try and do something.
Sure, go for it.
Because he was right by me. As he fell, I would cast Friend Fetch.
You're getting
I know
caught
you had
one
all
way
that,
or
but
another,
Jericho
bud.
didn't know all that.
Yeah.
But
Goes
Jericho
back
would
through
cast.
the brambles. Oh, you!
But Jericho would have cast Friend Fetch. He wouldn't want
I
to watch
believe
his
it
friend
has
just
to be
fall into the
willing.
darkness.
Ally.
He just yo-yos?
If I'm not mistaken, it would at least have to be
I'm not
willing.
gonna-
One or two willing creatures. Would you like to be fetched as a
I'll
friend?
let him fetch me.
Okay. You shoot out ephemeral telekinetic strands, don't ask from where, that drag each target towards you, stopping the closest unoccupied space. All
And then
right.
I'm just gonna like. "Oocha boop."
Let's just come right out of you.
Is it a device he has on the
Sorry,
wrist, or does it
am
come
I-
out of the wrist?
Come here,
Am I
friend.
being held by Jericho, or are the divines like grab me again?
You
Which
pull
one's
him
worse?
back, and then as you go to grab him, the vines grab him, and you are now right back in the same condition, hanging upside down.
Okay.
I gotcha.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
So good.
Maybe.
Fireball! From the distance, as Zaldor lifts off the anchor, Glorth, and brings himself up forward, making sure that he is well within 500 feet, keeping that aim exactly where Galen's voice approximately is.
Oh, sweet.
Zaldor does what Zaldor does best, and flings a fireball straight into the flames.
There are vines everywhere.
Wait, there are flames there?
Yeah,
But you directed the fireball at me.
well, that's where I heard the sound come from.
Cool. Great.
I don't know why you're
You
surprised.
asked for it.
So here's what you do. You're not going to roll damage because you're going to be quite successful in your goal,
Good for me.
but you're going to roll a 20-sided die. And you want to roll low in this instance.
Oh, let me put that one back.
And every unit of 4, 8, we'll do it, keep simple. We'll do 4, well, it'll be 5. 5, 8, 12, no, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 is a hero that you catch up in this fireball.
So going up, if I roll a 4, I get 1 of my allies.
Yes.
If I roll an 8, I get 2 of my allies.
Correct.
If I roll a 12, I get 3 of my allies. And if I understand correctly, I'm the only one on my ship, except for Ansgar.
It will somehow, we will describe
I need
how,
him to-
and you get to choose which allies are wounded by this, other than you.
Sounds like a great deal. I'm going to use the die that does not roll very well.
If you roll a natural 20 here,
Wait, can a natural 20 just hit everybody? Because it's a 20.
The whole kingdom.
You have a hero point.
I do have a hero point, just in case I don't hit
First
my
hero
natural
point
20.
to roll lower.
So wait, does a natural one miss then?
Natural one is perfect. That's what he
Exactly
wants.
what we want.
Oh,
Behold,
it's out.
it's a 17. It did fall out of the dice tray,
No,
however.
keep the 17. That's great.
It's out of the tray.
4, 8, 12, 16,
4.
17, 5.
no, 18 would be the next one
it
up.
would be up to
No,
Four,
man.
16 is 4 fours.
4, 8, 12,
12,
16.
then-
It would need to get to 20 to
Yeah,
be the
To be able to hit Ansgar.
Other than you, one person is safe, and then you have to explain story-wise why that's not Lord Ansgar.
So, okay, so
Well, also, it doesn't really matter because Shalara's down there anyway,
That's true.
so I'm taking the damage.
That's true.
unless you stare at me very, very angrily, and we'll just shape it around Shalar. I'll tell you what we're going to do.
hero
Zaldor
point?
knows that there is a sign. There's a sign that's there because it is expected somehow that people would be on top of this canopy. Therefore, there might be some sort of placement around that sign. I will spare whoever is near the sign where the anchor was landed. I don't know if that was Hemlock, if that's where he dropped off, or if in fact it was anybody else, but I feel like
So roll a
die
d20.
No.
You choose.
1, 2,
You
3,
choose.
and 4. So I have a D4 for all 4 characters. Going clockwise around me, that would be Hemlock as 1, Jericho is 2, Golly is 3, and good old Galen is 4. It's good old Galen is 4.
I figured that was
almost
coming.
every time. You knew it before I rolled it. Didn't you? We can all see it. Galen's safe
Okay.
of my hits.
Oh, hey. I'll take
Oh,
that.
hey.
So then we have the other 4 heroes taking a reflex save against your spell DC, your improved spell DC.
You're welcome. It's only a nut 29.
What are we making?
29
And then roll your
reflex.
damage,
reflex
Zeldor.
Basic
save?
reflex.
Fail.
Zaldor, roll your damage.
Ooh, now I get to roll it.
I critically succeeded.
Gorgeous.
Fail.
Gorgeous. Oh dear, that's a lot of 6s. I missed one. That's another 6. This is the best fire damage I have ever rolled. I would like everyone to know that. I'm very excited. 1, 2, 3, 4 6s is 24 points, plus a 2 and a 1, that's 27 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
All right. 27 points of damage if you failed.
Yeah.
That was Lord Ansgar.
Yeah.
Jericho, how'd you fare?
I failed as well.
27, and Golly,
Fair.
27.
Terrible reflex.
I
54.
blocked the damage from
Yeah.
Hemlock.
Where
I'll
most
take
of
it
them
for
are
you.
tangled in
Thanks, buddy.
vines.
Hemlock?
How How'd the vines do?
critically succeeded.
So that's 81 damage to the party.
So I dropped the fireball when you were out of the skies. He cut you loose and you fell down. The whole thing just caught on fire. And then Jericho's like, "Oh, hey, come back! No."
How did the vines fit?
You just hear from below. What the hell?
There's a huge explosion of fire and flame. Somehow Galen is unscathed through it all.
The King of Brindle will be thrilled about that.
And the vines, with their strange, unnatural nature magic, go up in smoke and flame like some sort of cheap wizard's paper, and all instantly disintegrate around. So anyone who was on them is now falling. That would be Golly, that would be Galen, that would be Jericho, that would be Hemlock. All four do a little bit of a hold up an Acme sign and then fall.
So speaking of sign, how big was this sign that told us not to hang out here?
That big? 4 feet, 3 feet?
Legible?
Unmissable.
Unmissable.
Pitch and roll.
And just additional question that goes with that. Where is that sign right now?
Sticking out of the earth near the edge.
Oh, it was in the earth. Okay, so it's not like falling with
No,
us.
it's not falling out.
And also, technically, Shalara is falling as well.
Yes, that's true.
But when she either hits 100 feet or about 3 inches from the ground, she just goes. Pew.
That's interesting. Yeah, well, you're not in there. You're still like up on the ship.
Yeah.
So
but-
she falls not to her doom in any way because she can't go beyond 100 feet
Correct.
from you. That's
She
cool.
will demanifest after she gets a certain distance.
Does she know this as it's happening? Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
The D-res is like in Matrix.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
Somebody's
so as Hemlock's falling, as
Friend
soon as
fetch, the two of you going to die together.
as soon as he can see the ground, he will cast Featherfall.
Okay. You fall. At the last second, you can see a bit of
Or
ground.
whatever's
yes,
underneath
but-
there.
And you feather fall and land. And who else scaling?
as soon as we start falling, I am trying to use my glide rune to get within grabbing distance of Golly.
Okay.
And then doing that, I will try to slow our fall as much as possible with my glide rune.
He is falling faster than your glide, but if you're instantly reacting fast enough, make a reflex save 32.
I am sorry in advance.
You swoop towards him?
That's a 3. I'll use a hero point.
Doors are pretty heavy, I imagine. They sink fast.
Reroll this and hope and pray. It's a 26.
All right. You swoop, but Golly has already fallen down. Jericho, you're also falling to your death.
Yeah. So is Gully above or below me? Just curious. Probably doesn't matter.
Slightly above, falling maybe 10 feet behind you.
Okay.
Friend fetch to get him going
No.
fast.
If
I swing me!
No. How far is it? About how far is it down?
200 points of damage.
About 200 feet.
Yes.
Okay. No. When I get 100 feet away, I'm going to cast translocate, and I'm going to teleport to the bottom.
I think we had this question come up before, didn't we?
I asked you once.
It's a question of momentum.
Yeah.
It's a question of momentum. It's magic.
Or inertia?
Is
Would that be inertia?
momentum conserved?
It's magic. So
Falling rules. Casting teleport or similar spell while falling does not end your momentum. It just changes your location. That will not work.
So the 200 will just come faster.
well, it would take away 120 of it because I will not fall that 120 of it.
That's true.
Interesting. Interesting take.
As long as you're at terminal velocity,
Yeah.
right? If you're
I
still
mean,
gaining
but as
velocity.
we fall more, you take more damage, right?
That's
and
true.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes longer to get to the terminal velocity, it seems like, in this system. if
there
that
is
makes
no
any
such
sense.
thing as terminal velocity in this.
That's true.
Well, time to change that. Let's do math.
Well, I mean, eventually, light speed technically would be our terminal
Let's go for
velocity.
that. Yeah, so let's cut that damage down. 120 was the distance?
It's 120 range.
All right, then you will take 80 points of bludgeoning damage. That's cool. Let's go for that.
Do you bounce?
Only if he drinks his gummy juice.
Yeah, so you're falling. You see the ground coming up. You teleport into it as you're falling, which is weird. We might need a will save to make that happen. And then you bounce off of the ground from point blank and go flying up and land and look up and see a dwarf falling straight towards you.
That's 80 points of damage to Jericho.
If you'd like, Jericho, you can roll out of the way so you don't take any damage and Golly takes 200 points of damage, or you can stay in the way and split Golly's damage between you and he.
Well, that would kill.
Cannonball!
That was just about.
Steel Toad first!
Or I could hurt him on the way down. I guess haste on him.
So I can panic faster.
Would slow as fall off? No,
no.
that doesn't work that way.
You have 5 seconds to decide, Jericho.
I'm not going to let someone fall on me. I'm at 21 hit points.
You roll out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. Golly, you come falling into the ground and are smashing into the ground and right next to Jericho for 200 points of damage. Let's double check if you are instantly killed.
I am knocked out, certainly.
Massive damage. You die instantly if you ever take damage equal to or greater than double your maximum hit points.
That's
That would
not
require
nowhere near.
300.
You do not die instantly. You are currently dying 1.
But I will reach out and cast the cantrip Stabilize.
Well, before you do that, what's your final word before impact, Golly?
Welcome me, Stonefather, as I meet the earth. Wham!
Okay.
Crater.
Why couldn't I have been with the trampoline, Father? And bam, you hit the ground. And Jericho, you roll out. You roll right back. Touch. Roll away.
Don't you roll those nasty death saves.
All right, you are no longer dying. You are unconscious and wounded 1.
Done.
We had Hemlock. Hemlock, you safely Featherfall concept landed safely in a muddy pig pen surrounded by a couple of mud bricked houses with some wooden fences around, and you are splashing in there, sitting in this muck. And a large pig comes up to you and starts snorting.
And I give him a little pat and a
All
switch
right.
on the ear, and then I start looking for the rest of my friends who are hopefully not dead.
Did you just hear at some point, Stonefather?
Yeah.
I will, while we're there, just as I'm laying there, just reach out. 4th level soothe
On yourself, I'm assuming.
on the dwarf.
Oh, okay.
On the
Just- I need to rest my arm, but I
Yeah.
cast it on me.
dwarf. Yes. 33 points of healing.
I never believed.
That ground comes up really fast, doesn't it?
I'm alive!
I wonder if they're alive down there.
I'm sure no one's taken complete massive damage. Let's go find out. Pitch and roll! And with a exceptionally captainly flourish, Zaldor points straight down, tie yourself to something, and goes the 200 feet inside the canyon. to get closer.
You do
What is he
see
doing?
Galen before you do that, right?
I mean, it depends on how much you're...
It's dark
Drifting.
down there. It's fine. It's good. It's your
Are,
fine.
are you just gliding, or are you just, like, falling with style?
Oh, I'm very relaxed right now.
Okay, no.
So you're diving straight down in, bow first.
Bringing the ship down. Gotta go catch Golly.
Okay.
And this is through a big hole
Big-
where the fire is cleared, right?
Yes.
Are we seeing
It just,
are we seeing,
just
like,
the-
embers of flame and all that jazz? Or?
Yeah, and it's sizzling away.
Okay.
So the darkened canyon is now more lit up.
The visual of the airship just kind of dropping down in there, the flames flickering around the edge of the now open canopy.
And Golly,
Straight out of
and
Battle
Jericho
Dwarves falling from the
Golly and
sky.
Jericho just laying on the ground, just looking up at it. Like,
Am I seeing an airship coming
Just as the
down?
fortune teller
Like
predicted.
Scenes in a movie, I'm telling you.
What is he doing?
if that lands on us, we just take it.
Yeah, we're done.
We just take it.
Unstabilized me. All right, the wake is coming down quickly. You are trying to catch.
We're moving a
Golly.
little quick.
I just want to make sure that they're not completely dead.
Make a sailing roll. Your target number is 34.
That's a
I thought you were going to roll a
big
bunch
number.
of fire damage dice.
La la la, it's nothing. That's a natural 20.
Woo!
Pick up Galen on the way.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
Galen grabs a bow line as you go past and just swings onto the deck.
Am I hearing Kenny Loggins? What's going on with that?
Da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
You are able to catch Galen on the way down. You race down with huge speed.
Got yourself to something?
Nice job, Z.
You can see there are structures of a hamlet down below that you are rapidly approaching.
Hamlet!
Make me choke to death. Oh my god. And at the last second, you pull up and bring the airship to a screeching halt just above the ground, of a few feet away from
The keel is right here.
from the prone bodies of Jericho and Golly. It's right above you.
This goalie-shaped hole.
I think they're still alive down there.
And Golly, you are hit by the wooden ladder as it slaps down.
Unconscious.
Stonefeller's betrayed me.
Lay anchor. Get off!
You lay anchor. As you walk down, you see the remnants of your group, and you see
Remnants of your
you see you are in a town that is clutched inside this canyon, of which we have a picture here. I will share with the group and anyone watching the video. A bunch of mud bricked houses surrounded by lots of overgrowth. Normally a highly darkened, shrouded community. It is now incredibly well lit and
Oh my god,
bright.
we've destroyed the ecosystem!
There's little bits of flame coming down, falling on top of the houses.
All we did was fall.
It's their hanging farm. There are
Well,
We've
over, there's
probably
a-
not
there's a dead
earned ourselves
person
any
underneath
good
it. It's a
will
3-year-old.
entering their town this way.
Yeah, how are the
This is
locals reacting?
Yeah, there are 20 people. These are rough, low class, down to the earth kind of people covered in dirt and everything. They're all just standing in shock or horror, your choice, at this crazy ass airship that has just raced in and stopped
Shock
with the
and awe.
explosion and everything. And they're all just standing there looking at you all.
There's goalie roll over, and there's someone beneath them. It says, "Protector."
From the head, the head of the ship, from the mast. What do you call that thing?
Bow.
The
Masthead.
Or the masthead. From the masthead, Galen leans over and says, "And we are the Guardians of Tabernray."
That's now I see that what the title really means.
I know this looks bad.
It is bad.
We say from
'Cause it
laying
is.
in imprinted holes in the turf.
I have a hero point to be given out. We have Jocelyn here as a audience member. Jocelyn, who's going to receive a hero point? Goalie has received the hero point after he unsticks himself.
Looking around, like, is there like a way up? Like, is there something carved
Can we
into the
get out?
walls? Like, was there just stairs we could have taken down?
Yes, you see there's a mountain path that goes up.
Perfect.
Wait, so this wasn't the best
So we
way
could
down?
have just walked.
You see over there's stairs that were not very well hidden. They were hidden by the vines, and truly it's
There
there.
was a path like miles back.
Yeah, they look rickety. I'm probably not safe.
I feel like we did this much more efficiently.
No, this was terrible.
Hello, citizens of Brindle.
We come in peace.
Show us to your leader.
Hey, Zaldor,
Yes.
ahoy on the ship. Did you just try to kill all of us?
I believe I saved you from suffocation and possibly
No, you
at
just
least
dropped.
3 points of damage from a bladed vine.
I'll take
You're
that as a
welcome.
yes.
There's a
Imagine
golden pulse underneath. Is there some healing going on?
Good, because Jericho's spleen is visible.
That right there is my tibia.
That's pretty good.
That's the other half of my tibia.
Over there. That's weird.
Can you hand it back?
You heal 72.
Ooh, I'm still pretty hurt after that.
But how's your tibia?
A gentleman steps out from the crowd, a farmer with a hoe in his hand, and walks out.
We apologize about the unceremonious entry. Arrival.
The man says, "Oh, who are you?"
Skydivers.
I am Ansgar Icebeard of the city of Kanebren, and I have heard there is one here known as the Protector of Calaviare, and Kanebren is in need of his aid. We come to seek him.
You come to hurt us?
No, we do not wish to hurt you at all. No!
He points with his hoe at the ship and then points up to the blinding sky.
That was a misunderstanding. We were attacked on our way in. We did not see the sign at first.
But then we did see the sign.
As
and
I
lit
understand
on
it,
fire.
there's a trail a few miles back we probably should have used. I apologize.
You're welcome for clearing those horrible, vicious vines that have obviously trapped you here for years.
Guardians!
Our work here is done.
You're welcome.
He says, the vines above give us protection and shelter
What are they protecting you from?
from being seen by everyone else. Our
They're-
safety is in our secrecy, especially with all the dragons flying about.
Hopefully that will grow back.
3-4 generations, it'll be right back.
But speaking of dragons, we are hoping to take care of that very problem and solve that dragon problem and perhaps bring safety to Brindle as Ansgar looks up through the now wide open canopy of lack of forest.
There's now 30 people that are looking at you guys. A bunch are also looking straight up. You hear some kids say, will we fall? Pointing at the sky as though they will fall upwards into it. They're traumatized by this crazy sky.
Falling happens.
There in the past have been many flying creatures, including some machines from another place, and they are currently gone. So I believe you have less to fear than you once did, and you may indeed be safe.
King of Brindle says we must remain hidden at all times.
It is very unsafe out there, you should.
Anyone can come landing in here.
It is horrible out there. We have come to stay here. We do seek the king of Brindle. If we may speak with him, please.
I can ask.
There's another
Come.
glowing pulse underneath the ship.
Let us go ask. And Ansgar will start walking and sort of like sort of like, let's go, like it's a assumed thing that he's going to start walking towards wherever.
Like shooing kids.
All
Yeah.
right. He makes sure you do not touch him and leads the way, looking back repeatedly and cautiously. There was healing going on?
You heal 5 more. Yeah. Healed me 73. My communal healing keeps ticking off after each of these, so he healed an additional 5. I heal an additional 5.
Nice. Okay.
Can I just stay right here, though?
No, come on, buddy.
You're needed. Come
And
along.
Hemlock will come over, leave the pig, and come over and help Shark go up.
I'm just staying here. I am one with the earth.
No, you gotta come
In
with
many
us.
ways right now.
You gotta come with us too.
We
They
have
will
many
lynch you
things
if
yet to
you're
do.
left here alone.
Lynch a dwarf.
Did you want to stealth the ship now?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Now that everybody has seen the giant ship falling,
Don't need any more children crying today.
Fireball.
That'll stop.
That'll stop you. Yes, so with anchor, with spell, stealth the ship. Invisible.
All right. It is invisible. We have at least 3 people following. The other 3 are staying behind.
No, I'm following him just now.
Anyone staying behind?
I've got a limp now that won't go away.
No, I'll
Okay.
disembark. That's a word I learned recently. And
All right.
go there.
With my level up.
Golly's actually 2 inches shorter now. He's
Oh, you don't have much to spare. Be careful.
That's like 10%.
for sure you didn't get thinner this way.
Yeah, you landed.
You're looking a little thinner.
Yeah, land on your back.
Suddenly I want pancakes. Why do I want pancakes?
You make your way along these roads, along this little hamlet, which is inside this canyon. The walls rise up on both sides for some distance, with even more vines and lots of trees hanging down from it. The air smells earthy and green and a little bit like a lit match for some reason as well. You can hear some lazy clucking of chickens. It's a little small farming type community as best they can with limited sunlight, and more so lots of murmurs and whispers you leave behind as people are talking, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. This day will go down forever here in the town of Brindle.
I felt like I was going to go down forever.
And you find your way being led by this man, this farmer, to the largest of the walls, and it's actually a cut-out stone into the side of the cavern wall. The rest are mud bricks. This is one that's been carved out. And he says, you will wait here, and I will speak to King of Brindle.
It is really very important that we speak with him.
And
Let me come with you. It is better this way. And then like Ansgar starts to move forward again, like it's just sort of
Indecisive.
yeah, like it's been decided. It is set.
he blocks your path with a hoe. You will wait, and I will speak to King of Brindle.
Very well.
And he goes, he knocks with his wooden handle, doesn't receive any answer, opens up this smallish stone door, pushes it open, goes inside, watches you closely, and closes it. And you hear some beam behind lock. And after some time, you... we'll say Hemlock, you spot, you think, in some small little arrow slit type defensive openings. A pair of eyes look through from above, trying to see what this is all about. Moments later, the door opens and the farmer steps out. And he says, King of Brindle will see you, but no magic allowed.
We wouldn't think of it.
Does that mean I can't do anything? I don't intend to do any magic, but I am a being of magic. I am a wizard of the 7th tower, keeper of the wind spheres over the
Hey,
1,000
Zaldor,
hours.
let's just go.
Is it allowed?
No magic inside.
No magic inside. Cross my heart.
You know, when they say no magic, you don't have to declare that you're a being of magic.
Next, you're going to tell me that I can't flourish every time I flourish.
You can flourish as many times as you want, as long as you don't
You just don't have to say it.
Flourish!
magic.
Saldor the Defiant.
Hemlock, I still don't know what a flourish is.
It's old man shit. Don't worry about it.
Old man.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna go in.
All right. He shoulders open the door and says, "Follow me."
Okay.
Shh.
Okay. Ansgar follows.
He steps inside this darkened structure and waits for everyone else to go inside, and then closes the stone door with a heavy push, like he's some sort of, I don't know, haunted house guest visitor thing, and closes it. And he grabs a torch that is lit and goes through this little darkened cave-ish structure and walks along.
And Ansgar follows immediately.
Okay. What about your Eidolon?
She is not present.
Okay.
We're traumatizing.
Yet. it's dark cave with
She
a torch.
can't be.
Cool.
You round a corner and go through a doorway that opens up. It is carved with some symbols on it, or not symbols, more stylish carvings that you recognize Ansgar as dwarven in styling, and Jericho you recognize as gnomish in styling. There's both carved on this door and seems a little out of place.
Are these people all human?
Yes, sorry, they're all human. They look like standard Calaviarian type people, other than not a lot of sun to their skin.
A little pale.
Yep. As you walk inside the room, the whole area is dark. It is a little difficult to breathe. It's choked with a lot of lamp oil. There's lots of flickering shadows. This room you go into, again, looks out of place. It looks very carved and manufactured some time ago. It is decorated. It looked like it could have been used for some storage stuff before, or maybe for some meeting area from before. You're quite not sure what to make of it. But now you see it is more of a throne room situation, with a throne made of wood and vines, almost wicker-like, but draped with lots of tapestries, makeshift, to make it look a little more pleasant and to lay on. But again, also totally out of style. The throne and other tapestries that hang from it are also of Calaviaran historical events, little tapestries that show battles or great moments in the past that have been there. You see there are knightly symbols, there's a lance, there's a sword there, and there's no other attendants or anything like that. There's no guards either, so the only guard you have is this farmer type guy, and he's watching for magic closely. He still has his hoe in one hand and the torch in the other. And you see from a side chamber approaches a gray-haired, long-bearded man who looks a little gaunt, carrying himself with some Calaviaran regal attire with like a sash around him and some robe and maybe some little chainmail that's kind of been well past its use. And he looks as he enters and looks at all of you with kind of this knowing nod, having seen you from above, and addresses all of you.
Well. So you are the guardians who destroyed my canopy. Welcome.
We prefer Guardians of Tabernary.
Well, when you actually guard something, we'll see if that title holds.
We must apologize for our entrance. We were not expecting the attack from the canopy.
I will tell you, we were expecting you, which is why the canopy was there. It's designed, of course, to keep everyone safe down here in Brindle and to keep us well hidden. What are you going to do about it now that it's gone?
What can we do about it? And Bally's right eye is just packed with mud. His beard is engaged.
His left eye is dangling.
He's putting himself together, but he mumbles that out.
According to Willis here, you are rather apt at magic. Maybe all destructive magic, perhaps, but perhaps on your way out, you might find some creative magic as well to see if you can undo the damage that you've done, if you don't mind.
Zaldor, do you know any creative magic?
I mean, I have an idea of certain... Yes, I have a spell known as Creation, and it does, in fact, bring things up.
See, Your Highness Zaldor does know some creative
I
magic.
can
What do you
also
have
work
to
with
say to
other
that?
brains, and there's a... Magic is not allowed in here. I don't need a demonstration. I don't need anyone to go on.
But we could do it outside, right, Zaldor?
You can stop talking or leave. I am not accustomed to being cut off. I don't think we need to start now.
Your Highness.
Yes.
We will do what we can about the canopy, though in truth I am unsure what that might be. Our good wizard here will definitely take a look at it.
I do have good ideas.
Absolutely, and we will certainly do anything that we can to aid in its recovery and repair.
Good. Good.
Excellent.
The king of Brindle sits down upon his throne after Wemyss, I believe his name was. I changed it. Wemyss quickly dusts off the throne and cleans it up as the king sits down. And
Does it look like it hasn't been used?
Yeah.
Like, why is he cleaning it?
It's just dusting it off.
Okay.
Well, it has been
He's
used.
a damn king.
The king kind of nods at it, so Wemyss dusts it off. The king.
Is it fairly
Ashen
dusty
bits
though?
of brambles all across.
Not at all. The king sits down and he looks again at Wemyss, and Wemyss brings him his sword, which has not been oiled or used in quite some time, which he has next to him, which you see does have his name upon it, covered in the hilt, which is not King or Brindle. It is Kendall.
Yes.
So.
I knew that.
Guardians. What brings you to Brindle?
A 200-foot drop.
My good lord, your majesty, there has been trouble in Kanebren. A creature known as an underworld dragon has taken to its tower and terrorizes its people and has taken over the city. I have sought out the man once known as the Protector of Calaviare. And I believe this man to be you, one Sir Kendall.
That is a name I have not heard for quite some time.
It's right there on the sword.
No one protects Calaviare anymore. No one is a protector. I live in Brindle. I protect Brindle. I take care of these people here. And up until your arrival today, I was doing a fairly great job of it. I intend to continue to protect Brindle, but I have no business with dragons. I have no business with Calaviare, not any longer.
You were once a citizen of Kanebren, yes?
Yes. Not just a citizen, but a protector, a guardian, a knight of the Order, of course.
You are a knight of Kanebren, a Calaviare. And I know many things have happened, and so many things have changed in the kingdom and in the world. And it is easy to retreat to a protective canopy. And one would be right to do so in many cases. Because there are little hope out there. But I have an obligation to the city of Kanebren. I, Lord Ansgar Whitebeard, formerly of the Grey Hall, now fallen, was given shelter by the city of Kanebren. And it is now my charge to attempt to keep it safe as I can. And this dragon, this creature has taken it. And I do beseech your aid. Because I know you care about the city. I know you care about the Calaviare. But whether you will or not aid, I understand. The decision is yours. But either way, from here, I and I believe my companions, they have shown themselves so willing, are on the Kanebren to fight this creature. And I beseech you, if you have the ability to aid us, help us, please. We are in need. Kanebren is in need. Calaviare is in need.
No. No, Calaviare was indeed. Kanebren, such as she was in need. But you, Lord Ansgar, formerly of Grey Hall, know what loss is.
I
am the last of the Order of the Vigilant. The Legion, when it destroyed Calaviare, left no quarter. They were vicious. They were cruel. They didn't even have intentional reasons. We still don't know why they came, but they did, and they destroyed everything. And dragons work the same way. We don't know exactly what goes on with them, but we know what they do, we know how they do it. And to be an ant trying to escape an anthill is folly. But to create a new hill, a safe location, a refuge and a place of resources for people to continue to live as they were, that is valiant. That is true strength. So I charge you with this, Lord Ansgar, formerly of Grey Hall. Stay in Brindle. Protect the people of Brindle. At the very least, until the canopy is rebuilt or regrown, we need you. If there is a dragon, as you say, in Kanebren, that is no longer of my concern. Dragons are all about. Calaviare is fallen. Brindle is strong. You can keep us alive. You can protect us here. And you can do so under my stead. You are all welcome to stay. Even that one.
Your Highness, Brindle is strong, and you have done well here. You have built a community. You have built a place of refuge, a bastion against the darkness that now surrounds every corner that is not in Brindle. And as much as there is light here in your darkness, that light will not remain, and shadow will cover it if we are not successful. There is more darkness coming. And I know you have seen it. I know you have faced many battles. I know the Legion did terrible things here. And its negative effects are still felt. But taking refuge here in Brindle, though it may seem like wisdom, it is only a short-term salvation. the rest of Varen suffers. The rest of Varen does not have what Brindle has. And I hope to help prevent that darkness and maybe give to Kanebren, maybe to Calaviare, and hopefully to Varen eventually the strength of this canopy, the strength of a leader like yours, to be willing to see his people hidden away, surviving, thriving here. I hope to bring that forward. But for now, my people suffer. The people I have been charged with to protect, like you have protected these, suffer to this creature. I cannot remain here, and I'm sorry about your canopy. It is truly a tragedy that has happened. I would not want to reduce or impair your protection and what you have here.
Wise words, Lord Ansgar. You're very good. All right. I will not go with you. I will not leave Brindle. I will not leave these people defenseless. But I have something that might help you. Wimmis,
He comes over, stunned.
Give him the hoe!
Oh, sir!
it's the only one, sir!
We'll be holeless.
Go, power, ho.
Fetch me the keys, please.
He nods, goes to the right, stops, goes back to the left, and disappears. You hear droppings of metal things all over the place, more droppings, some cursing, and then Wemyss comes out with a...
6 more hoes.
Now it's a party.
He comes out with a fancy velvet bag with the silver cords wrapped around the string of the Order of the Vigilant markings, and hands it to you and drops it into your lap.
You say silver cords.
Not a silver cord, but a strand
Gotta
of
check.
Yeah.
velvet.
You're entirely
Silver.
paranoid around here when you see me untying this. All right.
There's some trauma.
Here I hold in my hand 4 keys. These keys are to the towers of Kanebren. When we were assaulted, we did our best to hold our ground there, and we found a couple of ways, using magic, that we could defend ourselves against the Legion. There are towers. There are 4 towers around Kanebren. Crystal towers with crystals inside that these keys will activate. Once they do, they will provide a defense. The intent was to keep a defense strong, a canopy, as it were, over Kanebren.
The Kanebren canopy.
Do not call it that.
The Golden Dome.
I just did.
The keys away.
Never mind. It was our intent to keep things strong. The magic does not fully last. It is temporary when it's used. However, if you can turn all 4 keys simultaneously, it will be an exceptionally strong force. And it is designed to protect the people of all of Kanebren and remove anyone who would be an enemy of Kanebren from the place. So, if the towers still stand, if they work around Kanebren, this will work against your dragon as well. But I warn you, it is important that they're all turned at the same time. No less than a minute apart, or it will not be
So
as
not quite
effective.
the same time, but just kind of pretty much the same time.
You may leave.
I'm just double checking.
A hoe was presented for you. Jericho was ushered towards the door.
Just double checking.
You have been hoed out of the room.
Because of the strength of these towers, they are locked magically. The key will not get you in. The key activates the crystals inside. In order to open the doors inside the towers, you will use the code words that were used at the time that it was created of the Iron Cavalry. I wish you luck. I truly don't believe it will work. And I hope I'm wrong. But my life experience has been that when you take great risks, you create great harm. You are welcome back if you survive.
I hope to be able to return someday and to speak to the safety of all of our lands
And regrow your canopy.
and have no need of such canopies. But that is not this day, and we are now in your debt. I thank you. Kanebren thanks you.
For what it's worth, you're welcome.
And, don't mind my asking, you mentioned these words of the Iron Cavalry. Where are we to find those?
Those are the words.
Ah,
Find the tower. Speak the words.
We are in your debt. And again, terribly sorry about the canopy.
As
I'll
it were.
see what our wizard can do about it on the way out. I
Safe
don't-
travels. I hope I never see you again.
oh, I'm coming back.
I wish
The same way.
safety and prosperity to the city of Brendel and its ruler.
I wish you luck in all your endeavors. Stay alive. That's all anyone can do.
Be well. And then
And then the departing begins.
How many goodbyes can we do? Wimmis, ho.
and now the hose.
You have been hoed out, the lot of you, back out into the blistering, blinding sunlight.
It is very bright out here. I do recommend that we close that canopy. They seem to have zero cloud cover whatsoever in this canopy.
Are you able to affect that canopy?
Yeah. About that, Zalor will start going through his spellbook and kind of like revisiting his creation spell. Confirm that is something he's got.
I can tangle some vines.
Create, yeah, how many of those would be necessary? Creation spell?
Correct.
Creation. Make a temporary object. You create a temporary object and must consist of an earthen or plant-derived matter and must be 5 cubic feet or smaller and lasts 1 hour. This sounds perfect.
No, we're not going to fake a canopy.
One Minecraft cube of plant matter.
Got it.
Yeah, we're not going to do a fake canopy.
Is it possible that anyone knows any druids that might be able to create some tangling vines? Jericho.
Yeah. But I know somebody who knows the druids.
Can you communicate with them?
Sure, I talked to him.
Perhaps ask them to come to Brindle, find the sign, and recreate the canopy?
Sure, let's go to Tabernary. I'll talk to him.
You have to be in Tabernary to do that.
Well, that's where they are.
Don't you have a way of like reaching out to people?
I'll send the bird.
Great.
Poor birds.
Just
Dead birds.
hundreds of them. 24 hours away. No
That's
matter
how they
you
know
go.
where we are. Just a trail of
They're
birds.
24 hours that way.
They're triangulating all the dead
Yeah.
person.
I mean, they'll grow back.
Right there, Willow, at the apothecary shop. I'm gonna send once we get up there. I'm gonna send one of my from my messenger ring. I'm gonna send a bird to Willow to ask druids. Well, it doesn't matter what I'm sending, 'cause I'm gonna get there. But I don't know that. I don't
Okay.
trust what they send.
You send an extremely heartfelt message.
Yes,
All right.
dear Willow, you won't believe I just fell.
Slowly,
forever.
Jericho gets more and more bitter as none of his messages are being returned. They
We're always
slowly
that
get
far
more
away.
passive aggressive.
Feels like getting ghosted.
I thought she and I had a chance.
The bird's gone, but the message remains. So you're walking. It's like a
The
fortune
bird is
cookie,
gone,
you're
but
just
the
finding-
message
Bird
remains.
flies for 24 hours.
A little
and then
tapped in Elden Ring.
You guys return to the wake where the crowd is still gathered around. There's a couple two teenage boys that are daring each other to touch
Do not touch that ship.
They run away. You guys clamber aboard, bring it back to visual sense, and gently rise off.
I still can't believe you took this down here.
What?
The ship.
Oh, I assumed you were falling, and I figured I might be able to help and cast some feather fall if it were possible, but otherwise it's...
If only I'd memorized the spell.
It was a very long way down, and I didn't want to fall myself.
It really was.
I don't recommend doing that next time. You should all stay on the ship with me, then we'll go down
You're the one
together.
that parked it on top of the vines.
Well, yes,
we
but
could
I
have
didn't
just took at the stairs.
see the sign until you jumped off, dude.
I was safe in the vines until all the vines just exploded in fire, and then I fell.
That would be Galen's command, who was making sure that we killed it
Galen,
with
you tried to
fire.
kill us all. I can't believe you do that.
I feel like we are all exactly where we need to be, and that was a very successful trip. You, sir, that was some stylish piloting, and you know I have not been very keen on you being the captain, but I'll tell you, I'm sold now. Captain Zaldor, that was super cool.
Roll for deflection.
Cloudward ho!
So you leave and rise out of the canyon and do nothing with the canopy.
Well, I think we all
I
raised our
can
hose.
we do it? I
and,
mean-
It's a just a one cube there. Just crazy.
Is there anyone that has any sort of natural or repair magic or healing magic,
nothing.
perhaps?
Hey, healing. I've never used it on a plant before.
It's a living creature. I'm sure it has hit points and can be regrown. Here, let me show you. Zelda pulls out his wand of healing. What's it called? It's called a thing. Wand of crushing leaps. That's not the one. It's a different one. Wand of mental purification. Mental. Interesting. Cast a spell. Once per day plus overcharge. You cast a 4th rank soothe. The soothe work on plants.
Yeah, way to
Soothe
find
is
out.
living. So
I think that's the point you're trying to make.
Let's find out. Soothe.
Soothe is a Pathfinder First Edition spell.
Yes. Again.
All right, you cast a 4th level Soothe upon the vines.
Plant creatures.
charred remains.
Yes, which does nothing to vines, but it does help this entity, and it grows back substantially. Not fully there, though, but quite a bit. I'd say maybe 20% of it returned. No, I'd say 25% of it returns.
how far is a trip to Kanebren from here?
Not far. Let me look at my map.
At least a day.
At least a day.
Would you,
From here to there, yeah, probably just about a day.
Golly, I know that you have taken quite a bit of fall damage today, but is it possible that you could cast one more heal on our dear plant friend?
and Jericho, would you be so kind as well to soothe our canopy? It seems to be working and healing it.
Does Golly feel there's any kind of anathema to healing a plant?
For you, yes.
Stupid plants.
Yeah,
Stone
well,
box.
this is- I can't. It's just. It's a plant. I
What do you have against
I
plants?
feel for their plate, but no. I don't believe the Stone Father would permit it.
Jericho, would you be so kind, if you do not mind?
To be honest, I'm a little pissed off.
What are you angry about?
Falling.
Plant?
Yeah,
We destroyed these people's homes.
but Goalie and I just fell like 7 miles. You guys all float down, say, "Get your butt up and go talk to people." And no one's like, "What the hell happened? How did we fall? Who blew us out of the sky? What went on?" And
Well, we were all there. I didn't hear you asking
I mean, it was
those questions.
clear
Were you
it was
concerned?
Zaldor.
like 4 times already, and like we're laying in the mud with broken bones. And you guys like, "Hey, get up! We gotta go talk to a guy, and then we gotta heal his plant." And I'm like,
Jericho, you are a hero of Varen. You've been to hell. You've fought and helped defeat a blood witch. A small fall from the sky that did not kill you is certainly not something that would end your historic, heroic actions. And you, sir, are a guardian of Aren. This creature is a creature of Aren. If you were the hero you say you are, that I know you to be, you should heal it itself. And know that this was the right thing to do.
Galen casts a first level soothe on the plants.
Who are you upset with, Jericho?
35% is total.
Please tell me.
From what?
From 0 to 35%. 25%.
Oh, 25.
10 roughly over there.
There's a lot of side things. Just
I like how I say Stonefather, just walk away from the issue.
Stonefather.
Yes.
just all this stuff happened, and people just walk by and don't seem to care what happened to us. But they cared about the plant. I don't know. It just seemed.
What
do you mean we didn't care?
Yeah.
You were alive.
Yeah, that's the callous part, I guess, right there.
You were healed. You were helped up. You accompanied us to
Are you
visit the
okay,
king.
Jericho?
Yeah, no, I
Did the fall hurt? I'm sorry.
yeah, I appreciate it, guys. No, I do. I feel the love. Thanks, guys.
Jericho has the trauma 2 condition.
Trauma
It's
2.
it's a nice plan. And he'll walk down below decks.
So just to be clear, Jericho,
He's walked below deck. He's gone.
and I'm shouting after him.
Okay.
We have harmed this creature unnecessarily, and you turn your back from that because your feelings are hurt.
That's very heroic.
He's not there.
Hey.
I'll be down to heal you in a minute. Oh, I've got wounds to tend to. I need to do that too.
Ship is taking off. Something else?
Hemlock's gonna pour an elixir of life out onto the plant to see if that does anything.
What level is that?
It's the 5d6 plus 12.
That's
level.
a moderate, level 9. That gets it up to 55% growth.
55%.
So it is now completely covered. It is just thin with light coming through, but it is now
Man,
covered.
It'll grow in.
I keep telling myself.
It seems those who are willing and wish to protect others have done what they can, and we must move on.
I do have something though. It's wouldn't be in the Stonefather's best interest to use blessings, but I do have potions.
Golly, a big finger from the cloud points down at you.
That I'm holding on to.
No, that's the Sky Father. He doesn't care about that.
I don't believe it would be of harm to present these. I have 7 remaining. These.
Can I have 2 of them?
Well, if we're talking about this canopy and its needs, I offer 7.
I feel like 2 will do plenty.
If you think so.
And
I'd rather keep them for us. Healing a plant.
when we get to, I'll get you. I'll refill your coffers when we get somewhere.
We have done damage to a device that protects people
I
who
agree.
have given us aid.
I agree. I just don't want to face the wrath of my god.
You won't.
I
You will
understand.
not. If you loan,
And it
if you
is
just loan them to
unfortunate.
me,
And walk away.
Father and I, we're close. We're like this. I know he's good. You're good. He's good. Everyone's good.
Look, just go down below decks. What happens above decks stays above decks. All right.
And it's very unfortunate that we're going to utilize resources that we will probably need later.
I agree, but I have to
but-
count on the wisdom of my peers. So, 2, you say? And Golly puts 2 on the deck of the ship. And
What are
Turns
these
his back.
that are you putting?
these in particular are... Oh, they're on the other sheet. They're there. Heal Potion Lesser. 2d8 plus 5
2d8 plus 5
is what's listed here.
Okay.
And I have a 7 count of those. But 2 are on the deck and 1 to offer more.
That will
if
get
need
you
be.
to 15% each. You're at 55 currently.
Yeah, so at 85, we're good.
Okay.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Hemlock
Before we do
splashes 2 of those out.
more damage.
And the ship then takes off, leaving 85% of the canopy behind as you zip off.
You give that one Minecraft block.
It then tears a hole in the whole thing
Yeah.
comes crashing. The ship is heading where?
Zaldor,
Yes, I pointed us up.
it seems to be, I believe, to Kanebren next.
Straight
Unless
to Canada.
there are objections or anyone would like to offer suggestions or any arguments or reservations of such, now would be the time to express them.
What, I know
Yes,
it's been
Bully?
Oh, you were speaking. Go ahead.
it's been a while since you've been Kanebren. But were the 4 towers standing the last you saw?
More or less.
It's not reassuring.
They were damaged, to be sure.
Okay.
At worst, I mean, we have the tools, we have the keys, we have what we need.
Yeah, but it sounds like if just one of them is damaged beyond, it will not work.
It may or may not be of value to us. Hopefully this risk was worth it. And hopefully we have not endangered these innocent people by destroying their canopy. And let us be to Kanebren then.
Do you know if there's a resistance still
Uh,
active in Kanebren?
I can only presume there is. But
Where would
it
we
is.
look for them?
There are some underground spaces. There are pathways that we know of, that we have seen, that those still in the city know of, that we have traveled together. It's in part how we were ferried out of the city. So there are places where I suspect survivors would be. But it has been some time, and I have some thoughts. I believe I know, but I cannot speak authoritatively because I do not know what's happened in Kanebren since our departure.
Well, let's go find out.
Yes, Goalie.
We're talking about the dragon here.
Yes.
So, while he may be fat and lazy on his new claim, finding his hoard there now, he's still a dragon. He's going to see an approaching ship. How are we going to hide this? We're going to have... There's no significant forest that's nearby to hide. If he sees us approach,
So
that's my concern.
knowing Kanebren as we do, thinking about the surrounding lands, the hills, the valleys, the rivers, what is a location where we might be able to come in on this ship and not be spotted on our way in, find safe harbor, and then travel the rest of the way by foot? So we're not flying in a giant airship.
Yeah, you, other than the word safe, you can place it. There's several hills and structures outside of the city, several hours outside, and then you could walk the way in. And if you came in low with a crazy-ass pilot, you might be able to not be seen.
Do you remember the standing stones to the east of the city?
I remember them. Question is, are they still standing?
That is less relevant to me than the location. It is deep. There is a valley there, and the rise right above the Kanebren. If we come in low on the river, we will be unseen by any in the city.
We also make the assumption that the dragon is not flying about.
Aye.
So as long as you're aware.
If we face the dragon on this ship outside of Kanebren, perhaps that'll be our best opportunity.
Well,
Dragon will tear this ship apart.
He doesn't know that.
but we also have
These weapons, and Gully's pointing at the giant ballista that are on the ship.
I think we must land and see if we can sneak into the city.
I think Warfare Lore is on
Flying ballistas blazing.
no, but
Spread pattern alpha. God.
something similar. We have one who can fly the ship,
That's me.
and 5 remaining, having to do something simultaneously. It's dangerous, but a distraction nonetheless. Dragon goes after ship. Ship is armed with ballista. Maybe get lucky. But buy time for others to venture into the city.
And I wouldn't want to fight the dragon in the city anyway and endanger others. We should draw it out.
So, fly low, get close, standing stones, drop off raiding party, take off again, distract dragon, go in, activate towers.
That seems to be a fair plan.
And it will likely get us killed. But that's my best plan.
Almost certainly.
That's part of the plan.
Who has the keys, by the way?
Ansgar.
Damn it!
I mean, he was the one dealing with Kendall, so he would have taken them.
Since you do deal in some limited magic as a summoner, you recognize that these keys are all magical in nature, and one of them is a dull key. It is missing a significant portion of its magic and will need a cantrip cast into it when it is used to power it up a bit.
Absolutely convey that.
Okay.
And make sure we tie a little string around that key or something so we don't lose it.
Zaldor, how fast can this ship go? Have you really tested it?
Well, I can certainly get it to go through storms and get it around. I can dodge a mountain like anyone's business. For actual speed, flat out speed, I would say we could get upwards of 50.
Do you think we can outrun a dragon?
Certainly not. As exciting as that would sound, dragons are remarkably swift, and the larger they are, the faster they move. And though this has some incredible power and some fantastic engine, it does not have wings. Wings will always outmaneuver this ship. Sorry.
Could you put wings on it?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh, you decided to join us.
I'm not here! Peeking back down.
It's talking through slats in the deck.
Maybe the ship is a distraction, but it's one that we're willing to sacrifice.
Oh.
Whoa,
I just put a skill point in it.
Let us...
I'm just putting the idea out there. If we can't outrun a dragon and we can't outmaneuver a dragon, then it's not going to be a distraction that's going to last for very long anyway.
That's a story.
So maybe it creates a big boom.
I believe, let us get to the stones, land the craft, do a reconnoiter of the city.
Oh, what?
A
Reconnaissance of the city.
Gotcha.
We have to connoiter it.
And then take these plans and see what feels best based on the situation in Kanebren when we see it. Before we commit to any pathway, let us assess the state of Kanebren. See if
that's
the towers
fair.
are. But
I
yes,
think we need plan B in case we don't make it to those stones.
we fight the dragon
All right, then.
from the ship. Because that's where we'll be when we're attacked.
Not to put a damper on this fantastic brainstorm. However, we do not have the crew to man the ballistas. Not only are you not skilled in them, but it does require at least 3 per. 1 for the bolts, 2 for the cranks, 1 for the aiming. It's a very intricate process. So we could do 1 at a time, but according to everything I know of the ship, we don't have the full crew to take her into battle.
No matter what happens, we probably won't have time to reload. So we'll only need 1 each.
And, Captain, if I may, the gunner would have more experience on this. Might make the method a bit more efficient. Maybe. In other words, I will listen to him instead of you.
I feel like 2 people could man it,
There you go, efficiency.
but that's still
Captain's playing.
more than we have.
Once it's cranked and loaded, it's a one-man operation.
To the brig with all of you! I'm captain of this ship. You listen to me. I'm captain.
Looking for creative out-of-the-box stuff, your newly acquired spell that you had mentioned. Can man the ship? Can it be more exotic?
Oh, it's not a... Sorry, that's
was just-
Pathfinder 1 spell.
Oh, well, that's
I
stupid.
wanted that one, but it's not a
That's.
thing.
Oh, I
don't
thought that was
have
the thing you got.
No,
Okay,
no,
never
no.
mind.
Maybe,
No, no, no.
maybe you could craft that spell
But
eventually.
if it does come to it, there's 6 of us. If 4 of you go on foot to activate the towers, the captain and I could certainly be a distraction. I have more ways to distract than just the bolts.
I appreciate that, Hemlock, but I think wherever the dragon is where I need to be.
Oh, you got the special rune on your sword.
Look, I'm not looking forward to facing this thing down, but
I feel like if we can activate, if the towers are still standing and we can activate them, that's our best bet,
Actually,
regardless of the rune on your sword.
and actually, I have a question for you, Jericho.
Yeah.
He says through the slats.
With your unwillingness to aid with the canopy, I am concerned because we are going to need to be working well together and in unison. And that did not feel like what we were doing when we were attempting to repair this canopy. It seemed like you are taking a stance opposing goodness. And I'm trying to understand it, and I do not. We are at war with the world. We are at constant battle. We are attempting to save the world. And we will need everybody when we enter Kanebren to be reliable and trustworthy and willing to do what needs done. So help me understand where, because it has made me doubt your willingness to do the right thing. So I am concerned in your commitment.
Okay.
So that is your answer? You
Well,
okay?
I think that other people here who have been through way more with me than you have probably don't ask that question.
no, I actually agree with it.
Because I had something other than wanting to heal a bush that attacked us.
Righting a wrong, Jericho, that we caused and could easily have been righted.
Yeah, that is sort of the stance that I see it through. So I am confused by where your vision of that is.
All right.
No,
think-
that's not all right. Please, like tell me how you do not feel like we did a thing to destroy that canopy, and the people there had no fault, and then aided us. And then when we were leaving, it seemed like you were angry with us, and that is why you refused that aid to the city. Not because you were upset with them, but because you were upset with us. And I am trying to understand, because if you are upset with me and we are in Kanebren and you do not turn a key, that is death to us all. And you're right. I do not know you like some of these others, and maybe they will not question you, but Galen does seem to have questions. So I think it is fair to ask this question of you, to seek your commitment based on things like of what I have seen on your actions.
I
Do
want
you-
to come to Jericho's defense here. Regardless of what he did after nearly dying, and not wanting to heal the canopy, I've been literally to hell and back with Jericho. I trust him with my life many times, and he's never let me down. And I would trust him with my life again. And I don't think he would let me down.
I would like to hear that from him, and I would like to at least understand, like, help me understand your reasoning, and that again, I'm trying to understand what is happening. Help me.
We arrive and we all get attacked by some big bush, and Galen jumps in to save Hemlock, and Goalie jumps in to save, and I dive in to save my friends. And then fire erupts all around us, and we fall, and Goalie and I fall forever. And Goalie almost dies, and I almost die. And at the end of it, I watch you guys care more about the bush than you cared about Goalie almost dying. I saw no one give a rat's ass about either of us, about how it happened, about what it was that caused two of our companions to almost die. No one gave that a second thought as I was trying to figure out what happened or what went on. No one tried to figure out how that happened, why that happened, if we were okay, what went on. And then it was, let's heal a bush that attacked us. And did I think that that was almost disgusting on the part of the four of you? Absolutely I did. That you, Lord Ansgar, cared more about that bush than you cared about Goalie. That Goalie lay next to me on the verge of death, and never once did I hear you give any concern for him. But now you're still mad at me about a bush.
When I got to the ground, everybody was alive and well. We have healing magics that we are well acquainted with. We have, as has been said, been to hell and back. Some of you have. I have been in battle with you. I have seen your capabilities. I have seen some of us fall and nearly be dead in battles past, and we have stood, healed, and moved on as heroes. So I apologize. I thought that is how we will handle our situations where we are always near death. And if we pause every time we are near death and nearly die, we will not. We will be pausing all of the time. Because our
we
world
paused
is-
to find out why one of us almost killed the entire group of us.
It's not callousness, Jericho.
It
It's
was.
trust. It's trust.
Well, then maybe we should get into the trust and why all of us, a group of us, almost died. Because there was someone, and he looks right at Zaldor, who did something that almost killed all of us.
Zaldor, did I tell you to nuke the tree canopy?
You did say attack it with fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Why did I do that?
Because it was vulnerable to fire.
Yep. And it was currently in the process of eating our team. At least that's what it looked like. Eating all of us. So you nuked it.
Yes.
You did what you thought was right in that moment.
That's correct.
Yeah. And then, after the fact, we dealt with what happened.
Somehow, my choice is the worst one out of all these choices.
Yes, because you could have chosen to help something that you were a part of harming and chose not to.
The rest of us chose to help.
That
you
is
did not.
a heroic action. So don't call yourself a hero.
I think that may be.
It was selfish in the moment because you were mad at us. That is not heroic.
I think that may be the worst thing I've heard any of you say.
And I will again join with Hemlock on Jericho's side. He is a hero. I was not lying about the fact that he is a guardian of Tabernary. He has been through more than most anyone I've ever met. And he has come out of it. Let's not also forget that he has lost more than any of us have. With his best friend being gone, being changed. With his other team, his original party being lost through. He has experienced great deals of loss. And I do sense...
We all have.
Of course.
I agree.
And I do sense that he has a great deal of trust to earn. Or to have earned by himself. He may not entirely trust all of us. That's something I certainly continue to work on. And I do apologize. Jericho, I did not intend to drop you out of the sky. I intended to save you. That was the goal.
I feel bad that I lost your trust over not healing the shrub.
No, I don't think you do.
No, I don't think I do either. But I feel bad that this has caused a rift.
Yeah, and I think you not feeling bad about that is why we're all wondering where your heart is.
I'm not wondering where his heart is.
And I think the part that hurts a little bit, Galen, is that I understand that. I really do. I understand that. I don't agree with you, but I understand that you're disappointed in that and you question me. And I don't think you understand that the feeling goes the exact same way the other way. I don't think we're going to solve it.
It does not seem so. I hope when the time is right, you do the right thing. And I walk away, go to my cabin.
The wake continues of 24-hour journey heading towards the city of Kanebren with a divided party heading towards a battle with a dragon. And we will stop there for tonight. Thank you so much. We're going to drop into our after show and chat about some of the interesting things that happened here tonight. And we will see you all next time.
Bye, everyone.
Cheers.